Hello everybody, and welcome to Judge Mathas, and today on trial stands the amazing Spider-Man 2. One day, true believers, we're gonna get ourselves a great Spider-Man game. I promise you. But today is not that day. I am sad to report. Trust me, it pains me that we haven't had such a good Spider-Man game since Spider-Man 2 on the PlayStation 2 and even the Ultimate Spider-Man on Xbox and PS2. I loved those games. They were great. By today's standards, maybe not so much, but a lot of what they did back then helped to define open-world superhero games that we later got to see. But now we're kind of stuck in a rut with Spider-Man. He's been left behind by other people, and it hurts. It hurts me as a Spider-Man fan. I am such a huge Spider-Man fan. He's my favorite superhero of all time, and he has not been done justice in a long time. So here we are with the Amazing Spider-Man 2, the same name as the movie, and we sit with ourselves another game by Beenox, one of those companies that I feel like is always one step forward, two steps back. And I do feel like that is the case here. Now, quick disclaimer, by the time I'm recording this, or at the time I'm recording this, the Amazing Spider-Man 1, the game, on Steam is actually more expensive than this game by $10. The first one is still $50, while this one is $40. Don't know if that's going to be true by the time this goes up, but at this time of recording, that is the truth, for whatever it's worth. So, I don't know if they're trying to say the first one's better, or this one's just a budget title. Either way, it all makes sense. So, what are they trying to do here with the Amazing Spider-Man 2? Well, they're trying to do something Arkham City-ish, but with Spider-Man, obviously. And in doing so, they also try to fix some of the problems the first one had. Now, I didn't play very much of the first one because I just was not having that much fun with it, and unfortunately, the same holds true here. Let's jump into the game and take a look. Now, first things first, we're going to address the graphics. This game is at max settings for the PC, and there are quite a lot of options for PC people to actually fiddle with the graphic settings, which is great. You actually can't do it in-game, you have to do it when the game launches, but there are a lot of options. I am running this game at max settings, and I get 60 to 70 frames per second on my rig. It runs fine, and it should run fine. It shouldn't tax anybody's PC because the game looks like it belongs on last gen, and it was designed for last gen, so that is not a surprise at all. I mean, the textures themselves, the character model looks alright. I would say Spider-Man himself looks pretty good, and that's good because this camera's always really, really goddamn close to him. But if we were to go something like, take a look at these brick textures, getting really, really close to them, you can see right over there, they're incredibly muddy. There's no tessellation there whatsoever. It is a very, very, very older looking game. Which, again, so long as the gameplay mechanics work, doesn't bother me. It's not a terrible looking game, it's just an average looking game. But that's not a huge deal. One of the biggest things in the first one, The Amazing Spider-Man 1, was the web slinging. People bitched that Spider-Man clung to the clouds, and I'm with them. I'm with you on that. I loved the web swinging of Spider-Man 2 for the PS2. There was such a sense of weightiness, of momentum, of speed in that one. And the fact that you had to cling to buildings really helped kind of make it feel realistic, I guess. But with Spider-Man 1, the one that was released a couple years ago, that was gone, and with it, in its place was something along the lines of just clinging to clouds. Well, the developer touts that in this one, you actually have to cling to buildings. You have no choice. You must cling to buildings in order to web swing, and I'm kind of happy to announce that's mostly true. I say mostly true because that's not entirely accurate, in fact. He will cling to buildings in the city, but if there's nothing around, or if you're in a mission, he will cling to the clouds. It just happens. Like right now, we're actually clinging to clouds. I guess he might want you to believe that he might be clinging to trees, but it's not true. There are parts in the game where he will cling to the clouds. If there's no buildings or like anywhere nearby, he will cling to the clouds. And if you're in a mission, he will cling to nothingness. He will just cling to whatever the hell's nearby for him to cling to. Rather, he will cling to the invisible wall, rather, for him to cling to. So, while within the city and your web swinging, it's mostly true, they allow themselves the kind of scapegoatish cling to the air if there's nothing around, I guess. On top of that, the web swinging does feel better. It does. It's a step in the right direction, in my opinion. I am finding myself mostly enjoying it. I'd say the reason mostly because there's not really any momentum to it. You're actually going one of two speeds, at least right now in my point in the game. You're going your regular web swinging speed or your boosted web swinging speed, which is this right here. That's it. There's no like start slow, pick up speed, and get faster as you go. It's all very much just kind of two speeds. I kind of want the momentum there. I want that physicality. I want that weightiness to the way I web swing. Again, props to him for, you know, including some sort of physics like, hey, you have to have a building it's attached to kind of thing. But it could be better. The web swing of the past is still, in my opinion, superior to these games. But if you enjoyed The Amazing Spider-Man 1 and just wish it had a better web swinging, then you're going to probably enjoy this game. Also making its glorious return is the web rush mode, where you hit the right bumper and he will quickly dispatch himself to the nearest random area, like in your general direction. I know there's people that really didn't like it. I personally don't mind it. I think it's actually kind of cool. It gives a sense of speed that a few other Spider-Man games kind of lacked. It may not be the most accurate thing in the world, and it might not work amazingly well, but it works well enough. And if you want to, you can actually hold down the right bumper, and you can slow down time and pick where you want him to go, and he will whip his way over there, and all Spider-Man-like. And I like that. I like that a lot. I think that's kind of cool. Like, I can kind of just move around the city in this web rush mode and look around and just kind of be Spider-Man in the way he maneuvers. I like it. It's not, again, it's not gonna win everybody over. If you didn't like it the first time, you're not gonna like it this time. And his web rush, and his web swinging in general is a little bit janky, but I enjoy it. All right, let's grab that. So what else is changed? Well, not much else, honestly, from the first game. In fact, combat is very much what it used to be. Let's go grab that comic. They are desperately okay, where are you going, buddy? Like I said, the swing can be a little janky. That's a good example right there. Let's go ahead and collect that comic book piece. There we go. We're already 10 out of 15 comics already. That's insane. The combat is basically Batman copy clone wannabe, except Batman is incredibly smooth in the combat system. Spider-Man, on the other hand, he's a quick character. He's all about bouncing from enemy to enemy, you know, pulling off these incredible acrobatics. So trying to pull the Batman style is going to be really weird. It's doable, I feel like, and what Beanox has done here works, but we'll show you the combat here and what I mean in a minute. Oh no, Spider-Man! Can we fight now? So there we go. So again, it's going to be your X to mash, and then when you get the Spidey senses above you, you press Y to dodge. It's exactly like Batman is, but animation-wise, feel-wise, I guess, it's much stiffer. It's not nearly as fluid, and we're missing, is that everybody? It's not nearly as fluid as Batman is at all. It's functional. Spider-Man, I can help you. Kraven the Hunter. Of course, you're going to see a bunch of cameos from a bunch of other superheroes in this game, obviously.
Okay, Mr. Kraven the Hunter. You got my...
It's probably important to note that this is not following the second movie. It's its own storyline that kind of takes place in this parallel universe-y type area. So don't worry about that too much. Alright, so we got another quest to go to. But as you saw there, the combat is obviously trying very hard to be the Batman combat. And, you know, imitation is the most sincerest form of flattery, as they say. It's just the imitation here is kind of average. It's just not doing it. It's not broken. It's just not amazing. And that's damning in its own right, in my opinion. I understand what they're trying to go for, but it's just not working. So you might have noticed on the bottom right there's a heroic level. This is one of the biggest gripes I have with this game. There's a heroic level, and the heroic level goes up the more you complete like side crimes. So if there's a random crime going on and you go and stop it, you gain heroic level, which you actually saw us do there by actually doing that main mission too. What does heroic level do? Fuck if I know. All I can tell it does is stop you from being harassed by robots of, what the hell are they even called? Basically, there's these task forces out. The task force, it might actually might be called the task force. I'm actually fairly positive that's exactly what it's called. But the higher your heroic level, the less of a chance they're gonna harass you. The lower your level, the more of a chance they're gonna fucking hunt you down and try and kill you. It is genuinely there just to prevent you from being harassed. It is there to basically force you to do the side missions. The side missions should be side missions. They shouldn't be forced upon you. If you do not want to do them, you shouldn't have to do them. But if you don't do them, the game's like, fuck you, buddy, we're gonna attack you. And that's exactly what it does. There is heroic level and menace level. It literally gives you no perks whatsoever and gives you straight negatives. It is all about punishing the player for not doing what is considered optional. I don't understand why it's in the game. I don't understand what the purpose is. Maybe I'm missing something, but when they brought this into the game, the way they described it was the higher your heroic level, the less of a chance you're going to get attacked by these people. What? You're really punishing the player for not doing side missions? Why would you do that? That is asinine. I do not get it. It baffles me. It blows my mind. And speaking of side missions, that actually brings up another gripe that I have. What is this? Is this a side thing that I can... Well, is this like a story thing that's going to come up later? The side missions... Okay, I've been playing this game for about 2 hours before I did this video. I've seen the same frickin' crimes 3 or 4 times. And every single time you do a side mission... a cutscene has to come up at the end. It completely interrupts you. So when you complete a side mission, what ends up happening is it goes to a quick news thing. It said, Spider-Man arrested the criminals. Every time you do a side mission, it does that. Every single time. It is so annoying. On top of it, what the hell was that? Why is there machine guns happening right now? Is this a thing over here that, oh, is this? And on top of that, before we go into that, the side missions get incredibly repetitive. And prepare yourselves to hear the same stupid quips over and over and over again when you do them. Like, I nearly died just then. Of boredom. Or, in Russia, crime organizes you. I've heard those lines so many times. It's like you couldn't pay the voice actor more money to do more lines. Alright, so let's see what this mission is here. Are we just doing another fighting mission? This is just another fighting mission. These are considered main story missions, as you can tell by the icon on the minimap. It looks like we're defeating bad guys. This is like the longest cutscene of all time. So, literally all we're doing here is we're just going to move in here. There's no need to be stealthy about it. Yeah, see, he's being... And Spider-Man's lines, by the way, are borderline cringe-worthy. They're not very good at all. He's not funny. We're just gonna go ahead and dive around. Like, you just press Y a bunch when you see the spider sense go over your head, and I promise you, you're not gonna get hurt. So we just got 3 enemies there without taking a beating, and they're apparently shooting at a bunch of others. So let's see if we can find them. Who are you shooting at right now? Oh, there he is. Alright, so he's dead. The other criminal just not even giving a shit that I'm over here beating his friends up. He's just sitting over there like, yeah, I'm just gonna shoot at the cops over here. Stealth takedown, sure. Easy enough. Ah! This, okay, who's this guy? Special enemy time? Looks like it. Alright, let's fight this guy. Hold B. Oh, we gotta upgrade because we beat Electro. And, not Electro, the Shocker. And, we got like a shotgun blast. And now we just beat up this guy with it, I guess. Okay, well, this is gonna punch him in the jaw a few times. That works. And he ragdolled down to the ground. That was funny. Ah, there's Kraven the Hunter. Alright. The voice acting, by the way, not so good.
You are still raw, inexperienced.
I was experienced enough to beat your friends.
I am Russian, but I am no friend to those pigs. My name is Sergei Gravenov. Men call me Craven the Hunter.
So you left me that note. Huh. Judging from the web, you're one of those crazy reality show guys who runs around naked in the woods eating bugs. How can you help me?
I can make you a true hunter, not just a boy pretending to be a man. Should you wish to accept, you may find me here.
Goodbye.
Once again.
Really? Wasn't that great? Wasn't that great dialogue there? It's so funny. Haha. Bugs in the woods and stuff.
Why didn't you get me pictures from the Fisk Osborne press conference?
Oh, sorry, Mr. Jameson, but I've got school. You know, life outside the job.
In my day, your job was your life. A press pass is wasted on you.
All right. So, back to the side missions for a minute. As far as I can tell, and as far as I've seen so far, side missions break down into 3 different kinds. Save the hostage in the car, beat up the criminals who are trying to break into a place, or go into a burning building and save civilians. The last of which is probably the most annoying. There's a car one over here. Let's go over here and show you how this works. It works the same friggin' time every single time. Might as well show you how it goes. Woohoo! Again, whip slinging, not that bad. Really isn't. Could be way, way worse. Listen, stop talking about Craven the Hunter. So we're going to go on here, and we're going to wait for this cutscene to open where we're chasing a car. Yep, whoop. And Spider-Man says that every single time. And then we're just going to go ahead and web rush over to the car. So we have 2 phases here. One, kill the bad guy in the back seat, which is pretty simple. Whoop, there we go. Oh, go ahead and do. Okay, well that didn't. I don't know how that worked. All right, let's get up the guy up front then. And okay. God damn it, I'm pressing the wrong button slowly. There is some quick time events, obviously, as you can see. We're gonna see if we can bust that open. Yep. Okay. So we're gonna pull this guy out. See you later, buddy. Put him on a web, and then we're gonna go pull the guy in this back seat out. Let's see if we can. Oh, there's 2 guys in the back seat this time. Up. And we're gonna try and save her. We might be able to get her out before we get to the criminals. We'll see. Nope, they're gonna swat at me. All right, let's go ahead and push to the side then, and punch this guy a bunch, and then we're gonna pull him out of the car. All right, next, and then we do the same thing to the other guy on the other side. Alright, really? I need to go to the side first. Sometimes the game gets a little confused. I don't know what this guy's trying to do, but we're going to go ahead and quick time event him out of the car. There we go. Bye. Right through the cop car. That makes sense. Alright, and now we're going to get her out of here. And this should dictate the end of this side mission. One of the more fun ones. I think it's the most fun out of the 3. The beating up the guys again, it's just combat. It's not exciting. And now we'll get to see the stupid cutscene I was talking about. There it is. Here's the cutscene. I call it a cutscene. It just interrupts your gameplay every single time. I don't care. There we go. Perfect. And that's that. Then, so, like I said, those are the 3 side missions that boil down to. Then there's the main story missions, which generally take place indoors. Now, that's where some of the more interesting gameplay can come in place, because it takes a few hints, a few more cues from Batman. It's much more of a stealth-oriented level when you go indoors. It's interesting that I find that more fun, because I should find the open world crime fixing way more fun as Spider-Man, but in fact, I'm having more fun pretending to be Batman as Spider-Man than actually being Spider-Man. And the stealth mechanics, I don't know if we're going to be able to show any here, are definitely probably some of the best aspects of the game. You know, hiding around, doing stealth takedowns, Spider-Man makes a pretty good stealthy character. It's not hard, mind you. The game lacks difficulty massively. And I really wish that wasn't the case. Not that Batman's hard, but Batman has its challenging aspects. But Spider-Man is just so simple. Also, no one seems to give a shit about you, by the way. The streets of New York, no one cares that Spider-Man's running by them. Every once in a while, I get somebody that says something. Like, really? Like that? Are you did a woman's voice just come out of that man? Are you serious? Stop clapping. Are you, what? Am I a poison? Yeah, I bet you are. See? Okay, and this guy had 3 distinct voices come out of him. Hey, what's up with you? You're like the most unique looking one here. So like I said, nobody gives a shit that you're Spider-Man in this game at all. Whatsoever. The streets are not that lively. The streets of New York are much busier than this. Usually. The city's detail is minimal at best. So let's go ahead. F that fireside mission, by the way. Ooh, is this, oh shit, this is the fireside mission. I don't want to do this fireside mission. I'm going to show you why I hate doing this. It's a timed mission where I have to run in and save as many, all the people that I can. And if you miss one person, just one person, you lose hero points. Or heroic levels, or whatever the freaking hell they're calling it at this point. So we have to get inside. There we go. So we gotta go ahead and put this on. Alright, there we go. One here. So we'll go ahead and grab this guy. He is so slow. See the timer in the top left? By the way, we have to save 4 people in that time. So we're just gonna go ahead and drop him here. Thanks, buddy. Let's go ahead and swing up here. I hate these missions so fucking much. Oh god, this is... Alright, so like I said, the web crawling and all that stuff, janky. It's absolutely janky. And in a mission like this, god damn it, you need it to be precise. It's fine for running around the city, but when you need to do something specific, it's not exactly amazing. Didn't we see a dude over here a minute ago? Alright, let's heal up. You know, honestly, if these people die, I don't care. Okay, come on. In we go. No, no! Go in there! Go in! What? Where is the entrance to this stupid building? Alright, we're gonna have to take our... Yeah, we're not gonna get these. These missions, literally, please. If you can. Just avoid them. Oh, God. Like, how the hell? Okay. Maybe I should do this. Maybe it's my own fault. There we go. Pick up civilian. We're gonna save 2 people here. I honestly could give a shit about everybody else. Alright, there. Ugh. 2. No problem, brother. Now we have 2 more people. There's 1 here, and there's like 1 really deep inside.
Just a few more seconds. Those people won't be able to breathe for long.
Look, I'm gonna save 3 out of 4. Let's drop him here.
You are my brother, man.
I am not your brother, sir.
On my way.
Alright, I'm inside the building. You should not die. I'm inside the building. Looks like they rescued her anyway without my help. Let me guess. Menace. Spider-Man does evil. Spider-Man wilts in the heat. He is a terrible superhero. We have failed the event, and we lose. We gain no hero. Oh, I thought we lost there, but we don't lose any. So yeah. Anyway, as I was saying, it looks like we're not gonna be able to see any indoor missions, unfortunately. But the indoor missions are probably some of the game's strongest suits. I do enjoy whipping around New York. I just wish there was more to do, man. There's like nothing to do in New York. You can collect things, but that's it. But if you want to swing around New York, do you really want to pay $40 for it? Quick answer. The answer is no. It's not an amazing Spider-Man game. It's really not. Oh, there's a gun thing over there. That's actually a new side mission. I don't know what that is. Let's go check out what it is before we wrap this video up. Let's see what it is. One of my other complaints about the game, by the way, now, and I meant to talk about this earlier, is loading times. I'm running this game on an i7 machine with a GTX 780, 16 gigs of RAM. My machine is not weak. I have run much, much, much more demanding games, and I've had much less trouble than I'm having with this one. Not even have trouble, but this game has more loading screens than it has any right to be. Anytime I go into a comic book shop, which is a super small building, by the way, it loads. If I go into my house, it loads. When I go back onto the open world, it loads. Not only does it loads for a decent amount of time. Dark Souls 2 is so quick for loading. It is ridiculous. This game takes probably 10 to 15 seconds per screen. Probably. I'm the archetypal hero. I don't know. It's just like, I don't understand it. Is it just going to be another fighting? Is this just like another version of fighting? So the helicopter's bringing me here? Is that what's happening? Oh, it's like criminals fighting each other. So it's just another variant on the fighting thing. On the fighting side mission. Except these guys have guns. Not that big a deal, to be honest with you. Oh no! I'm being shot! Yeah, slow motion. Again, very simple combat system. Doesn't look nearly as good as Batman, unfortunately. Which I know they really wanted it to be. We're just gonna go ahead and press Y all the way to him, and he can't hit us because, you know, bullets don't work. Let's go ahead and pop him. Got him down. Ugh, the dialogue in this game is cringeworthy. So what I can do if we're hurt like this, I'm just gonna run around this building because criminals are dumb, and we're just gonna go ahead and heal ourselves up because web bandage, whatever, logic. Don't worry about it. We're just gonna zoom up to this guy and knock him off the ground and beat the hell out of him. I wish I could. There we go. Once they're on the ground, you can just hit the B button. You can web them to the ground. Nice and easy. I just like to beat them up, though. You very rarely ever have to do that because you just combo them until they're dead. Unlike Batman, they don't give you the chance to like arrest them usually. You just kind of beat them until they're done. Spider-Man's a little bit more brutal. Let's go ahead and throw this at him. See ya, buddy. Yeah, Spider-Man's a lot more brutal. That's the other thing I want to touch on. You see, we leveled up. One of the cooler things, I guess, in the game is that instead of character leveling up, your suit levels up, and each suit is a little bit different. So right now, I would show you, but it's actually kind of a long walk back there. It's not even that big a deal. I have 3 Spider-Man suits. The Spider-Man suits basically alter your stats. Higher crit chance, higher range, higher stickiness of your web, as well as making you look a lot different. You have your old, like, hood and, like, cowl, like your very first Spider-Man suit. Then you have the suit from Spider-Man, The Amazing Spider-Man 1, the movie, and then you have this one. And you unlock more and more as you go. That's kind of a neat feature, but it's, you know, you're looking at, on top of unlocking regular abilities as you play, you're looking at very similar thing to Batman. That's exactly what they're trying to imitate here, except a lot less detailed, a lot less focused. Basically what I'm saying, you know, as we wrap this up, is that this game is incredibly average, if slightly below. Unfortunately, I'm not a huge fan. It's so decisively average. They definitely fixed up the, and now we're at heroic level 3. Look how quickly it took us. It took us 30 minutes to get to heroic level 3. It definitely fixes up some of the web swinging problems and whatnot, but it maintains its still, like, average superhero-ish feel. It's just not worth, in my opinion, not worth it right now. Maybe if it goes on sale, could be worth it. But I just feel like there could be, there's so much you could do with a Spider-Man game. You know, the thing with Spider-Man is he's such a showy and flashy character. He loves the attention. He craves it. You know, walking through the streets and not having any of the people react to you being Spider-Man is mind-blowing. If you read the comics, he's such a fan of New York loving him as a personality, as a character. And he desperately wants to be liked, and he desperately wants to save the city. None of that comes across here. Repetitive side missions with dialogue that is said over and over and over again. A mediocre looking game at best because of, you know, the development platform it was probably developed on. Web slinging mechanics that are, yes, improved from the last one, but still not nearly perfect enough that I could say they even compare to Spider-Man 2. As well as combat mechanics that are taken from Batman, but still not as good as Batman. I can't say, you know, just go buy Batman. You're gonna get a better experience out of it than you're gonna get out of the Amazing Spider-Man 2. This is a budget movie tie-in game, and it pains me to say it because I adore the Spider-Man franchise, but that's what we're getting here. So, I guess the jury's out on you guys. What do you think? Drop in the comments below what you think of the game, if you have seen enough of it, or if you've actually picked it up yourself. I personally, not a huge fan. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you come back daily for videos just like this, as well as dropping a like. It helps me out a great deal. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.